Do you love your parents? That's good. That's good.
Should hope so.
Now one more question. Do you love your brother or your sister? Of course. Yes, of course. So I'm going to tell you a story about my younger brother. It's a very, very dangerous story, so you better pay attention to that. He was 11 months old. Is there any baby here about this age? Yeah? She's 11 months. Wow! So here's our model. All right, so here she is. What's her name? Anna. Okay. All right. So my brother, my brother is Fabio. That's his name. Fabio. That's a Brazilian name. So, my friend, yeah. So, he was 11 months old, just like this little baby here, just like Anna. And my mom, she was entering the church one Sabbath afternoon, and suddenly she stumbled and fell down with my younger brother. And when he fell down, before hitting the floor, he hit his little head in the corner of a chair. And he broke his bone. It was really, really serious. My mom got the baby very quick. And my mom, my aunt, my grandmother, they rushed to the hospital very, very fast. And when they got there, the doctor took the baby, he examined the baby, and he said, "Your baby's gonna die. There's nothing I can do. I can try to submit him to a surgery, but I'm sure he's gonna die in the surgery because his heart is so weak." So, can you imagine someone come to you and tell you your brother, your sister is gonna die? Like, all of a sudden, like, quick like that? Wow. So, my mom was crying and desperate. And then my father got there because they had no cell phone at the time. So, when my father got there in the hospital, you remember that time, right? So, when my father got to the hospital, the doctor told me, "Your son is going to die." My father asked the doctor, "You cannot do anything to help my son?" He said, "No, I'm so sorry." So he said, "Okay." So he went to the corner of the room and he hugged my mom and my aunt, and they prayed. And he prayed a very short prayer, and he said like this: "Dear Jesus, you gave my son healthy one day for us. You know the future, and if he's going to be a missionary, then please give him back to us as healthy as he used to be before. But if in the future his heart is not going to belong to you anymore, then take him away and we will understand." He got the baby, went back to the doctor and told him, "I'm going to take my son back home the way he is." And the doctor was like, "Are you crazy? You're going to take your little son to your house like this? He broke his head. I can at least try to help." My dad said, "No, thank you. I'm going to take him just like this back home." Doctor said, "Well, so I'll have to take the baby back, take some x-rays from his head, and see if he's still the same. Of course, he'll be the same. And then my dad would have to sign a paper saying, I decided to take my son out of the hospital like this." So the doctor prepared this document, prepared everything, but then one thing happened. When the doctor came back with the baby, the doctor was an atheist. He was shouting, "It's a miracle! It's a miracle!" My dad and everybody was like, "What happened?" And the doctor said, the bone is not broken anymore. Jesus touched his head and he healed the bone. But now it was incredible because there was a hole here. But before it was broken, and now there's no crack anymore. So for the doctor, the bone, which is like wood, it's like hard like this, it was curved. So he was like, "The doctor, what happened?" And 2 months later, the bone was perfect. And everything was perfect. And today, my brother is one of the best pianists in the church that I've ever seen. His heart is so close to Jesus that he does everything 24 hours in the house of the Lord. So, the same way, I want you to be a missionary. Not in the future, today. So you have to pray to Jesus. And I'm very sure your dad and your mom pray every day like I do for my little baby. Every day that your heart will be closer and closer to Jesus. And one day, you, your dad and your mom and your brothers and your sisters will be entering heaven together. Amen.
Thank you.